All right, Missy, ready to hike in here and do a little shakedown hike?
Yeah.
Beautiful area here on the Foothills Trail by Jones Gap. I mean, it's, I'll swivel you over this way. Just getting started. Phenomenal. All right, time to leave the van, hit the trail, and we'll do a two-nighter here. We got full packs on. Our weights aren't too heavy, but the packs do look a little big. You can do a little spin around there. So, you know, it's a Z-Packs bag. She's probably at 22 pounds or so right now. Not too bad at all, but we got a lot of fluffy stuff. So, all right, let's hit the road. All right, so we're gonna hop on Jones Gap up to the Foothills Trail, and so I think we're a little under 5.3, somewhere around 4 or so to our campsite. Show you this amazing river that we're by. For nearly our entire hike to camp, we'll be by this thing. Not a bad way to start the hike. Ironically, this is also the Palmetto Trail, which we were just on about 3.5 hours south of here. And get registered and get out of here. Well, we're about a half mile in. Never been on this section of the Foothills Trail. Pretty much all looks like this. Just boulders and climbing over stuff. But I think that is a great way to train for the AT. Everything's on level, everything, you gotta work for it. The AT probably won't start like this, but it will definitely hit like this. So definitely good reference. Glad to have the full pack weight on. I'm probably right at my 30 or a little over 30 pounds. All of our earlier shakedowns, I was probably mid-20s just because we weren't carrying a lot of food. This really is a beautiful trail up here at Jones Gap. Show you the water that I am sure you can hear. Which is for the first 4 miles, pretty much all the way up to our campsite. We're gonna be hiking right beside this. So you really can't complain about that. It's a beautiful, beautiful trail. It's a nice day. I think it's low 50s, overnight lows. I think gonna get to 29. And let's go hit the trail again. All right, for those of you that don't know why Missy's trail name is the Flats, I'll let you know as we're on nearly flat ground now.
The flats! The flats! I really like the flats!
That's her hiking shanty, her little hiking song. As most people maybe do, she has a absolute love for the flat sections.
They're my favorite.
I prefer the uphills, let the muscles do their things and not the joints.
Flat.
Yeah, I think other than carrying a full 5 days resupply, which we'll put together probably in a handful of days and do maybe 5 to 8 miles. We've got all the weight on our back. Everything tried and tested, except our hot lips for our mugs. I'll let you know how that goes. Ooh. That tree attacked me. It'll be interesting to squeeze in 5-day resupply. into the pack. Pack's gonna feel kind of tight, but we've done a 3-day resupply. Nothing really above 3-day. You know, but other than that, same packs, same hammocks, same quilts as we've been using the last couple of years. You know, obviously 160, 170 day trip, a little bit different than a 5-day trip. On the flip side of that, it's kind of like a whole bunch of 5-day trips put together. So about a mile in, we hop up from the Saluda River. Saluda, you might be able to see down there behind us. So we're gonna walk above it for the next couple miles. Still plenty of views and nothing like walking beside the sound of a running stream for a couple hours.
Very soothing.
How's that full pack feel, Missy?
It feels pretty good actually. Like I had to make a few adjustments because I felt like I was teetering to one side, and then I did something, so then I was teetering to the other side, and I think I got it now. So.
We've been, I mean, pretty much doing full packs, but not just the food weight, because we've been doing a lot of base camping. So the next handful of days into the next couple weeks, we'll have food with us. We'll keep hiking. This is just, if you've never been out here on the Foothills Trail, or especially Jones Gap, man,
It's beautiful.
I highly recommend it. So for everybody of the AT on the class of 2019, you're probably anywhere from a week to 2.5 months out. What's everybody's thoughts? It's pretty crazy after planning this for so long that we're so close. I'm not even keeping exact track anymore. I think 14 days, right at 2 weeks, and it feels surreal, feels exciting, feels nervous. I'm interested to kind of get in my head when we're at the lodge, Amicalola Lodge, the night before, to see where my headspace is. You know, it's a physical and a mental game. We'll see how it goes. Missy's foot's feeling really good, which is great. You saw one of our earlier videos, she had a little foot issue. We have worked that out. The end of this trip should really show us that as well. But feels good. Muddy, yucky trail, but a beautiful, beautiful day. You can probably see the sun behind me. I love hiking in the mid-40s and the 50s. Mid-40s to mid-50s is my go-to weather. I realize I don't get a big window of that, but overnight lows, you know, hit ranges. I prefer the more comfortable overnights possible, and I know I can't control Mother Nature. We have been down to, I think I said in an earlier video, I say roughly 7 degrees. We went to bed at about 9 o'clock. After a full day of hiking, it was 9 degrees at 9, and the next day it's pretty cold, so whatever it might have been, definitely single digits, and I had no problems. But what is everybody else thinking out there? Anybody? Sorry, a lot of rocks there. Everybody wicked excited, more nervous, trying to hustle and bustle, get those last few things done before you go out. I know how that is. Whew. All right, quite a bit of uphill here. I'll put you away. Missy already flew by me here, but I had to take a little minute, enjoy the waterfall. Got the stream in front of me here. The mountain will be coming over just a bit here. Just stopped for lunch right here, and snack if you will. Jerky and a Snickers, classic trail food. And we'll continue on. Jeez, I'm floating. One of my favorite times of day. Sun's gonna set behind a mountain, not for the day, but it's getting to be about 5 o'clock. So that means afternoon coffee. But we're gonna get some coffee going and sit back and relax in the hammocks for a little bit. Cheers to day one on the Foothills Trail. I should really know what trail I'm on. And at walking through Jones Gap. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Cheers.
Good morning. My first ever Carnation instant breakfast. We'll see how that goes.
Hopefully it'll be tasty. I just powered through a Pop-Tart.
And she means powered through.
I was hungry.
Built a nice fire last night. Whole bunch of wet wood, but it ended up working. We probably had a good 5-hour burn. Nothing huge, but it was nice and warm. Mm-hmm. My Garmin GPS can pull weather. Looks like it got down to mid-20s last night. 5 or 6, 7 maybe degrees colder than we thought. Mm-hmm. Let's see how Carnation instant breakfast goes. You know, that ain't bad at all. So we're gonna probably hit the trail, do some additional hiking today. Throw our packs on. We won't have our hammocks and stuff in it. We'll leave that set up, but we'll have about 80% of our weight. Put our food bags back in so we can feel that weight, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Feels great to be out here. We're getting really, really excited. Got to get used to, you know, after being traveling in the van for a little bit and being back in South Dakota with friends and family. I'm sure I've said this about 900 times. We can do a drinking game out of it. It's been a little bit since we've actually been out in the wilderness. So there you go. Get a little more used to it. Pretty much same gears we've had the last 3 years, but just a couple changes. So enjoy. Fantastic day of hiking so far. We've made it back up to the opposite top of the mountain here, and if you can see in there, about 1,100 feet below is base camp. So we hiked in, set up camp last night, and we're doing about 6 to 8 with all of our weight except our hammocks in there. And I'm gonna zoom in at what 1,100 feet looks like. Yes, it's gonna get shaky, folks. All right. See those tarps there? Right in the middle of the screen. There is our camp. Slowly zoom back out. And here we are. Got a couple more miles down to get to a level playing field, and then a couple miles over to our camp. Hike on. All right, so walking down the trail here, and I hear all the excitement and screaming. don't know how well this is going to come through, but check out the moss. I mean, it looks like 70s shag carpet. I don't know how well this really will come out, but this stuff is crazy.
It's so thick.
It looks just like the carpet in my grandma's house. You never know what type of excitement is going to be around every corner, right?
I think that's directed at me.
So from our campsite, way up top, we see these beautiful rock faces with water on them. Shines in the sunlight, shines in the moonlight, and you can see behind me, maybe. We just found it. We're way up there. Part of the Tom Kimball Trail is no joke.
It's not Tom Kimball, it's Bill.
Part of the Bill Kimball Trail. It's no joke. Maybe the Tom Kimball Trail was a joke. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that behind me. It's a huge rock face. Pretty cool. Should be at the top here shortly.
Hello, hello. We're back at campsite 14. It is about, what time is it? 6. We got back probably about an hour ago. John's trying to figure out which coffee is mine, so I'm trying to give him directions too. That one
This was the
why
far
don't you
one.
just look? That one's yours.
All right.
All right.
Hot lid.
So, we had an interesting day today.
Real quick, we did 9.6 miles. And in one section of that, in 1.5 miles, was 1,200 feet of elevation gain, let alone the other 9.6 miles.
Yeah, what he said. In the meantime, you know, I'm out there and I get overheated easily. I always have. I have determined that I'm not going to wear waterproofs for the AT. That's what this is. That's what this is all about. Is, you know, to do a shakedown and see what works and what doesn't. Finally, we make it to the top, and it felt great. Like we were up on the ridge line. It was so pretty. It was really kind of amazing. Then you know, what goes up must come down. So we then had to go to the Orange Trail and the Cold Creek Branch Trail or whatever, and that one had some steep downs. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I was going to town. Like, I was doing great, you know, and I was even ahead of him because I like the downs and he likes the ups. So so we get there. Going down, of course, there's more water crossings because, you know, river. And so, you know, I'm doing good with all these water crossings. Well, it's a good thing that I made up my mind that I didn't want waterproof shoes anymore, because I tell you what, the waterproof shoes don't work. Because I dunked my feet in the water. It completely, like,
up to the calf.
Yeah, up easily, yeah.
That's how Missy dries out her insoles when she decides to go spelunking through the water.
Shut it. Hey, use your resources, right?
Exactly. Yep. Nothing better than coffee in the morning. About to dig in and crawl back into the hammock. Woo, buddy. That one's for you, Shug.
Good morning! How are you guys? As you can tell, I'm having some nice warm coffee in the hammock. John was nice enough to make me some coffee. It was a good night. We did have some fun in the middle of the night. All of a sudden, we heard like this weird sound from off in the distance, and then all of a sudden it was whoosh, and there was just wind that like came through crazy like camp. John was calling them microbursts, I guess, but I did feel and hear it when it first started, so I have earplugs with me, so I just put the earplugs in. That was it. I was done. I was out. I think John, on the other hand, what'd you say? You heard it for how long?
Should put my earbuds in earlier for about 45 minutes.
So he was up for about 45 minutes with it, damn it, because it was so
I
bad.
just checked 57 mile an hour gusts.
57 mile an hour gusts. Holy cow! That's awesome. On our hammocks, they did great. The tarps did great. Yeah, so that was fun. Very fun. And I stayed nice and warm. So I think probably what I'll do after I get done with this yummy coffee is get up and have a Pop-Tart. Maybe we'll make a little breakfast. I don't know. Probably hang around camp for a while, get everything set up, get the packs packed, and get camp tore down, and then we'll head out. It's been a fun couple of days. I learned a lot on the Shakedown, that's for sure. So make a few changes when we get back and be ready for the AT, hopefully.
All right, day 3, just packed up camp. We're heading back. I think it's 3.8 back to the ranger station where we're parked. It's been a good weekend, or I guess it's not a weekend. We're not weekend campers anymore. It's weird to say. What do you think, Miss?
It was awesome. Even after all my trials and tribulations yesterday, it ended up being a great couple days out here.
Yeah, we're good. It was a great shakedown. And we've done a handful of shakedowns now, but Missy's finally decided, as I'm sure we've said in this video already, to get rid of the waterproofs.
Yep.
Everything's going good. You know, we're right there. Tried some more different hiker food. All tastes good. I mean, nothing's too healthy, so it all tastes good. Let's see, we're T-minus, I think, 12 days.
Yeah, 12 days, guys.
12 days. That's wicked to say.
I kind of forgot.
Seems so surreal. Wonder what you know, Otzi hiker and Jay hiker and Artemis and everybody kind of felt at this time frame. And you know, it seems so close and not really so far away anymore. But yeah, everything's going good. We're set. I've got a couple odds and ends to finish up. So we're ready for the trail. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. We're all set. Got about hour and a half here to hike, and we'll be done. What are you most looking forward to on the first day, Missy?
Getting to camp? No.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
No. Just start the adventure, just to get out there and do some hiking.
I think I'm most looking forward to, gosh, seeing my first blaze. Setting up camp that first night and relaxing, because I'm probably gonna be tired.
Yeah.
Just for the adventure to begin.
Yeah.
So long planning and thinking about it and waiting for it, and it's here. Hello and good evening. We are back in Greenville. Finished up with the Shakedown hike. Went pretty well. As you can see over here, Missy is looking through a couple of her kits, trying to look if there's any last minute stuff she can get rid of. Kind of just trying to squeeze out a little bit more weight as we get used to carrying 5 days of food with us, at least to start with. But going really well. Extremely excited to get started, get everything going, and we'll see what we're at here. But just want to kind of wrap this video up. Any last minute thoughts, Missy?
It was a fun weekend. Learned a lot. Trying to go through some stuff here, and I'll probably end up doing a gear update review once I kind of get through my whole pack. But yeah, it's raining right now, and so we're just kind of chilling in the van and having a good time.
Yep. We're gonna relax, probably do some video editing, and enjoy your nights.